So I was diagnosed in 2007 with multiple sclerosis, and the doctor then told me that if I didn't take the medication that he was prescribing, I'd be paralyzed within 7 years. I started on the medication, and the medication actually gave me symptoms that were worse than what I was already feeling from the MS. I was getting seizure-like symptoms and a bunch of other crazy things, and I decided then that I wanted to explore other avenues to treat this thing. And so I found a whole slew of information on how to treat this through diet and nutrition. And we got to writing this last album, and the topic of my MS came up. I can't remember why, but it was just something we hadn't written about yet. And so it made sense that I wanted this to be a response to that doctor that said I was going to be paralyzed, because I feel better than ever. Like I have no symptoms right now, and it's amazing. And I want people to know that you can. There are other ways to go about treating this thing than medication. That I don't want to go against medication. I'm not saying not to take your medication. Sorry.
There are other things to do in conjunction with medication.
Yeah.
Medication is not the
only way.
The only way. And it's not just diet and nutrition. I mean, when Chad changed his lifestyle, I did too, because we worked together, we lived together at the time, we were roommates when this all happened, and I saw it impacting him, and so I just changed my diet and started meditating. We both went to a meditation course back then, and I feel the best that I have ever in my life. I remember when we wrote that song, we were specifically talking about, because I remember when Chad was he would feel so positive, and he'd go into the doctor's office a little nervous.
That's right.
And then the doctor would say something like, I don't approve of you not, if you're gonna see me, you have to take this medicine because you're gonna screw up your life. You're gonna be paralyzed in however many years. And then he would leave the doctor's appointment just crushed. And
I would be bawling my eyes out, thinking like, I don't wanna take the medication. I don't wanna be paralyzed though. I don't know, like, it didn't make sense to me that this was the only treatment that they're offering. And so Won't Stop Running is my response to that. It's hard to even talk about this because I'm not saying that I'm against Western doctors and the treatments that they offer, because a lot of times the medication does help certain patients. I just know that that was not working for me, and the diet and nutrition shift did. So I ran towards it, and that's why I went this way.
And if it's working, there's something to be said about it, because he's a living example of it. And I think that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were just frustrated that the doctors that you were seeing wouldn't even talk about the things that you were doing that were working.
Yeah. They said, if you're not going to take my medication, then you shouldn't see me.